Hello everyone, this is Tim at Paintball Tek. Got a rebuild video for you guys today. This is a Shocktech FGP regulator, one of their LPRs that's used for autocockers. So I'm going to show you how to take it apart, break it down, replace all the seals, get it ready for your next build. So to start with, you're going to want to remove the front knob. Just unscrews very simply. Set that aside. And separate the front half from the back half here. This can be difficult sometimes. Easy way to do it, wrap the part with the barb on it in a towel. Then use a 7/16 wrench to unscrew the back. The towel just helps it so it doesn't dig into your skin with that barb. It can be kind of sharp. So there's your back half and your front half. Now, the front half contains the main piston inside here, and the spring and the plate. To get this all out, you have to remove the barb, because the barb does stick in to the chamber where the piston moves. So use a 1/4 inch socket driver, or a small crescent wrench, something along those lines. You can unscrew the barb. Then you can pull the piston out, either with the 7/0 pliers, just reach in and grab it, or give it a whack on the desk a couple times. Sometimes it'll come out. This one's being stubborn. Or you can just push it out from the front with an Allen key. Everything should fall out. So this is now hollow. Set it aside. Here is your push plate that this knob pushes against, mainspring, and your piston itself. That's pretty much the order everything goes in. And then in the back half, it's very similar to the cap LPRs. It uses a schrader valve in here. Use a standard schrader tool. This one I picked up at just an automotive parts store. Reach in and unscrew the schrader valve. If it's giving problems, you can replace it. Most of the time these are pretty solid. They very rarely need to be replaced. Check it, make sure it's clean, there's no debris on it. I'll leave it out for now so you can see it. And then this back section is actually two pieces. It's an aluminum housing and a steel fitting. This part screws into the front block. Inside this fitting, there is a brass filter, an air filter, a teflon O-ring, and a hollow lock set screw that the air passes through. This filter is just to keep dirt and debris out of the schrader valve. It's what helps protect it so it doesn't get dirty and need to be replaced more often. This part never really needs to be serviced. It's literally just a hollow lock screw, an O-ring that doesn't do anything other than act as a cushion, and then a metal filter. If it gets really dirty for whatever reason, you can take this apart. This part just unscrews. The hollow lock comes out the back, just like this. You can use a small pick to pull the Teflon seal out. Like that. And then the filter should come out. That's what's inside. Other than that, it's hollow, all the way through to the front. But just for sake of showing you, that's what's in there. Now, this piece doesn't really ever have to come out of this housing. I believe it is Loctited from the factory. I've never had to take one out. I've never had a leak here. However, you can put this in like a collet vise and remove that if you really have to, like if you have to take the LPR apart for anodizing or something along those lines. So that does come out, but for all intents and purposes, if you're just rebuilding the LPR, there's really no need to remove it. I'm going to go ahead and put the filter back together. filter goes in first, then the little white Teflon seal, then the hollow lock screw. You can just tighten it down, kind of hand tight, like that. And then we're going to go ahead and put the schrader valve back in. This tool is nice because it does have an auto tension, so it clicks when it gets tight enough. Just hand tight, you don't need to smash it down in place. Now we're going to go ahead and replace the O-rings on here and reassemble it. There is one seal here that seals the front half and the back half. Pull that off. And there are two seals on the main piston. 1 and 2. Make sure that wipe off any excess grease or oil that's on here. So you have some nice fresh grease and oil when it's reassembled. These two on the pistons, on the piston, is they're 015s. 01570s. There's those two. And the one on the back can either be an 015 or an 016, so either will fit. It's basically just getting sandwiched in between the two housings, so it's not super critical. I'm going to go ahead and put a light coat of grease on this one, so it comes together smoothly. And make sure to grease both of these O-rings. This grease that I'm using is Dow 7. It's just a light silicone grease. I like to put a light coat inside the body too. Just put a dab in and spread it around, so that once that piston hits, it's not hitting a completely dry wall. It'll slide a lot easier. And usually just a little dot of oil to smooth everything out. Makes everything move nice and smooth. Now for reassembly of this part, drop the disc in first. Then the spring goes in next. Piston goes in after that with the skinny end facing upward. Screw the front half and the rear half back together. To get it decently tight, you can grab onto the front half with a towel so you can get a grip, and use that same 7/16 wrench to tighten the two together. Yeah, they don't have to be super tight, but and then screw the knob back on. Then when you're ready to put the barb back in, usually like to do it with a little bit of blue Loctite, or Loctite 545, which is a thread sealant. Either of those would work just fine. Anyway, that should get you ready to go for your next build. Thank you very much. Have a good day.